All right, Tomasz. So we are back for a bonus episode of Sitecore Unplugged, where we're going to dive into the Sitecore MVP program because, as we know, it is MVP application time. So we wanted to give the community some extra information here and just dive into the program. So you were a Sitecore MVP from 2010 to 2016, so for 6 years, until you joined Sitecore in 2016, where you really took over the Sitecore MVP program and you started managing it. So tell us a little bit about that journey and what the MVP program is about in a nutshell, because you can't cover it all during this episode, but give us some insight there.
Oh, yes. The MVP program started back in 2008 when the company wanted to recognize those individuals who started blogging about Sitecore. At that time, it mostly was blogging on really technical topics. So we started in 2008, and at that time, it was more just like an award. And later on, this award grew into a whole program where we not only give MVPs a trophy, but we also give them some extra benefits of, being on dedicated webinars with the product team, or give them early access to different products and services, what we do. And that was over the years. And when I took it over in 2016, was the time when we started to give out licenses, and we tried to grow the program in terms of not only the number of MVPs we have, but also what benefits the MVPs get from Sitecore. And I think that's the journey we are on, and then we still try to evolve in terms of how we select the MVPs, and again, what kind of benefits we give to the MVPs in the program.
Awesome. So when you started, how many MVPs were generally in the program?
I think at the beginning, it was something like 40 to 60 people at the really beginning. And at the top, when we had the most MVPs, it was more than 300 MVPs. Wow. Now we are back to around 230, 240 individuals.
Well, it's still very impressive. You definitely grew the program. So in your opinion, what does it mean to be a Sitecore MVP? And why is this recognition so highly regarded in the Sitecore community?
The Sitecore MVPs represent the top 1% of the community. As the community grew, the number of MVPs grew. But also at one point, we also started to see that we had multiple categories. We cut down the categories, and also we wanted to make sure that those individuals who give the most to the community are recognized. So I think it's also part of the prestige that it's kind of limited in terms of who can be an MVP. But also, again, those benefits, what the individuals receive from Sitecore, makes it a really important recognition. But what the MVPs do is basically they try to make the community better and the community bigger. Contributing, sharing their knowledge, sharing content, creating videos, podcasts, blogs, or just creating white papers and references, or running the different community channels on Slack or Telegram or Reddit. All these are run by community members, but also including the user groups, speaking at user groups, and so on. These individuals do a lot for their peers. And Sitecore would like to recognize that.
Yeah, they're definitely Sitecore's rock stars, that's for sure. So the Sitecore MVP application process, it can be intimidating for newcomers. Can you break down the key components of the application and offer some practical tips for those considering applying for the first time?
Yes, as I mentioned, we tried to streamline also the application process in the last couple of years. There were different ways to apply, but currently, I think that's the easiest what we have right now. If you have a Sitecore ID, you just go and log into the MVP portal, and you can apply. You don't need an invitation, you don't need recommendations that we had before, but you just have a Sitecore ID, start applying on the MVP portal, and you provide some information about yourself so we can know who is applying, and also some summary, what you have done and what your plans are, and providing us your contributions in a structured way. This year you can go to the forum and include contributions about your blog posts, your videos, your public speaking, your feedback or references or anything else what you have contributed. So you need to add one by one all these contributions, what you have done in the last 12 months.
Yeah, and I'm going to plug in the mentorship program here too, because if you are a newcomer and you're wanting to contribute to the community with the end goal of perhaps becoming a Sitecore MVP, we do have a mentorship program. So, if you're new to the community, you can always reach out to either Tomasz or I, and we can pair you up at the beginning of the year with a existing Sitecore MVP who can also guide you through that process of, applying to be an MVP, contributing to the community. And I mean, they have all the knowledge. So that's a great way to start if you are feeling a little bit intimidated with that process. So what are some common pitfalls for things that MVP applicants should avoid on their application to maximize their chances of success? What should they not be doing?
I think the most important thing that you should only apply when you already done your contribution, not when you are planning or when you just are on the beginning of your journey. But if you have some solid contributions, you should apply. And also every contribution, what you upload or add to the website, to your application, should be backed with some kind of proof, either a link to the presentation or to the blog post, or anything what you do should be verifiable. So I think these are the two main things what you need to look for.
And are there any myths or misconceptions about the MVP program that you'd like to debunk? I know one of them is that you're not the only one that selects all MVPs. Well, you don't select all MVPs. That is a misconception that a lot of people have.
Exactly. I just run the program and I run the selection, and I work with more than 100 people on the selection process. I think one of the myths, what really comes from the previous years, as I mentioned, that you need an invitation or a recommendation from someone. This was the case a couple of years ago, but not anymore. So without any invitation, you can sign up. Also, I think the myth can be that you need tons of blog posts to be selected. You need not quantity, but quality contribution to the community, whether if it's a blog post or something else. Do what you are passionate about to do and express yourself or support the community in a way what best fits your personality. It doesn't have to be a blog post. Some kind of content created, definitely good. Engagement on the different platforms we support, or the social media, that's also really good. Public speaking is a major contribution at the different user groups or different Sitecore events, and also feedback and references are really key. These are the four main areas what we are looking at during the evaluation.
Perfect. And after one submits an MVP application, what is the timeline and process of review and selection? Give us some insight there.
Yeah, so you need to submit your application no later than end of November. And we start the process again with about 100 people, including many existing MVPs who are reviewing new applicants, but also regional Sitecore employees who are supporting us to review the applications by region. And also we have employees reviewing the applications per category. We have 3 categories: ambassador, strategist, and technologist. And so we have reviewers per category. This also means that every applicant is reviewed by at least 2 individuals, but sometimes for new applicant it can be 4 up to 6. And so it's really important that this review process takes some time, and also the holiday season is in December. So usually we have our internal list of reviews ready by mid-January. And after that, we have, again, some extra internal meetings, making sure that we select the right people. So we double check all the reviews and all the applicants, and we have the final list by end of January. Then we do a press release. And during that press release, we also announced the list of MVPs.
And Tomasz, where do you see the MVP program going in the future?
It's a really good question. I think we need to be adaptive to what kind of challenges the world throws on us. But I think basically having more benefits, having more mentorship program going on, and giving the individuals more opportunities from our side to work together on some white papers or some projects like the MVP website, which is an open source project. So we try to involve the community in, let's say, the everyday life of Sitecore, and we try to help them to grow in different ways, not only just professionally, but also as a mentor and as an individual.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, Tomas, finally here, what is your message to existing Sitecore MVPs and MVP applicants?
So for the existing MVPs, I really thank you for your contributions. Without you, the community won't be the same. And we are really grateful to have you, and all of your contributions are really appreciated. And those who would like to be an MVP, I just saying the same. Please contribute as you would like. What is your passion? Don't push something what is not coming from your personality, what you don't like. It's not good for you. It might not be not good for the community. So just do something what you really like and share it with others. And I think that's the most important thing, that share your experience and knowledge.
Awesome. Well, Tomas, thank you for sticking around for this bonus episode. I'm going to let you go to bed now because I know it's late in Hungary. But yes, thank you so much for this conversation. I'm sure it's going to help those individuals that are looking to apply and find out more about the MVP program. And we will see you next time.
Thank you very much.